The writing has been on the wall for this for a number of months now. There have been so many revelations almost constantly coming out. Scott Pruitt stuck around in a way that a lot of other people in cabinet level posts simply wouldn't have. I think the president certainly felt like he had a kindred soul in Pruitt. Pruitt was somebody who was also supposedly being attacked by the media constantly. He liked what Scott Pruitt was doing at the EPA.
Scott Pruitt, sir? Do you support Scott Pruitt?
I hope he's going to be great.
Thank you.
Do you still have confidence in Administrator Pruitt, Mr. President?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
So he's going to stay in his job?
Thank you very much, everybody.
Those are things that I think the president saw as good and worthy reasons to keep him around and hope that this whole thing would eventually blow over. But of course, it never really showed any signs of blowing over. The way that the Pruitt situation was handled is certainly different from how we've seen him handle other cabinet secretaries who have run into problems, most notably Tom Price, the head of Health and Human Services, who had actually problems that were somewhat similar to Pruitt, involving private travel on the government expense. And Tom Price was let go rather early. I think the difference here is that the president liked what Scott Pruitt was doing, whereas Tom Price was the HHS secretary at a time when the Republicans were failing to overturn Obamacare. And so, if nothing else, it shows that the president's threshold for pain with people he agrees with and likes is significantly higher than it is with people in his administration who he doesn't think they're delivering for them on his agenda. This is kind of a minor setback in the scheme of things. The Environmental Protection Agency administrator is not technically a cabinet post, so it's a little bit of a lower level position. We also expect the person who replaces him, the deputy administrator, Andrew Wheeler, will continue many of the same policies. He's a guy who's very much allied with the energy industry.
I believe that man has an impact on the climate, but what's not completely understood is what the impact is.
So I don't think we're going to see necessarily a change from a policy perspective. I do think this suggests at least that the White House wasn't on top of things. The president was somewhat blind to how the situation was going to play out. So it's an embarrassing set of circumstances, but one I would fully expect that the president attributes to the news media being overzealous and probably will use in the future as an example of the media being out to get him.